Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, this is actually a special episode because I had to do something for school in Minecraft. So, specifically, I had to make a civilization showing grapes. So, I'll show you the city right now. Here we are. Okay, so, for my teacher, let me just tell you how it shows grapes, and then the tour will be as soon as I'm done, okay? So, geography. There's a river running down the middle. Religion. There's a church. They praise the knights and the kings and queens before them. Achievements. They have a drill that they bought, and they slayed a ground eater. Politics. They have the kings and priests who live in the pyramid. Economy, the marketplace. Instead of having money, they trade for stuff. And finally, social structure, which the common people live down in the town, while the kings and priests live up in the temple. So that's great. So you can just take your grades off that. But now I'm going to show you a tour of the actual village. So let's come in from this front gate here. And yes, I built this in a flat world. Let's come in from the front gate. This place is called Grapeville. So we're going to head over to the marketplace first, and I will show you what this place looks like at night in a bit. So this is the marketplace where people trade. So you can have wood for diamonds, food for iron, and other necessities. Wood is harder to get because we're in a desert. This is also a mining town, so things like iron come easily. Okay, now let's look at the residences. So here in this house, it's pretty simple. We have, and this guy's a cartographer because of his cartography table. Everybody has the simple bed, chest, furnace, crafting table. And here's the house from the outside. You can take a good look at this. There we go. Okay, now on to the next residence. Here we have our next residence. Let's take a good look at this. Okay, so inside this house, this person's quite wealthy. They have a nice little carpet, more than one furnace, a double chest, and up here they have a nice little eating place, and over there was also, they have a nice little table, and this person makes all of the weapons and armor and tools for the village. They work with stone and metal. Okay, so on to the next house. Over here, this man is a farmer and a clothes maker. He has a farm. He also farms bees. He has a loom. And okay, so yeah, he works with cloths, and he also farms. Here's the house from the outside. Okay, now we have this house. So take a good look at this. Can you guess what house who works here? Okay, so not only is this person a musician, seeing as they have this jukebox, but they're also a Fletcher, and you may have been able to guess that because of the target blocks outside. Okay, so now we have this house. This house is tall. It's a tower. Can you guess what type of profession lives in here? Well, we're about to find out. So they have a nice little setup down here. Here's where they sleep and where they store their valuables. And this person is a watchman. He watches if there's anyone coming, and rings the bells if there's a threat. Okay. So next house here. We have this small little house. Here is it from the outside. This person is simply a farmer. And here's a nice tour of the house. Nice and roomy, single room. A nice little farm out here to do his work. And up here he sleeps feeling the air. And he also eats up here. Okay. So now we have the biggest house, and it's not really a house, it's more like 3 houses put together. So these 3 people are the enchanters or magicians of the village. They all share this one massive house, although each one has their own rooms. But the top bit, they all share, they can all go into each other's rooms pretty easily, and this is where they do their enchanting. Okay, now over here, this person is also quite wealthy. They have a nice little back area here, and up this ladder, they're the demolition and the ore smelter for the village. They're one of the main people who helps gather the resources. Then over here we have this small house, pretty simple. Okay. And inside this house, they have barrels leaking out the wazoo, probably filled with fish, seeing as they are fishermen. Just another very simple house, a nice view of the temple. And then across the street, we have another simple house. Now this house doesn't look like much, it's nothing out of the ordinary, except for this door, which has a nice pathway that leads out to a smelter. This person is the butcher and food smelter of the village. And the reason why they don't have a lumberjack is because there is basically no wood. Wood is a rare resource. So if you have wood, other than the doors and buttons, you're considered to be pretty rich. So now we're gonna cross the river. Here we go. This is a nice river. You can swim in it, but it's not advised, seeing as you'll get trapped. Okay, now over here. Let's check out this disturbing large corpse. And this skeleton is of a ground eater that the villagers slayed. The ground eater would come up from the ground and eat their village. So they got together some weapons and slayed the ground eater. This is one of their achievements. Now here is the church. And you can tell this thing was made with lots of money, made by kings, because it not only has glass, which is quite rare, but it also has the wood floor. And as I said before, there is not much wood here. And this is just a pretty simple church, and they worship the people who get their places on the stained glass windows, which are all famous kings and queens and knights to the villagers. And up here at the main window, they have the logo, which is the desert cactus and the hot burning sun. Now, over here, they just recently bartered with another village to buy this drill. This drill is going to help them get lots of resources to continue trading. And up here, they have a control panel with a button that quote-unquote starts the drill. It doesn't actually do anything. Yeah, that's the drill. Now, for the final bit of our tour, we have the temple. Up at the top is the area where they sacrifice materials to the gods. This is a pretty peaceful village. They don't fight often, and they don't have really many prisoners, so their dungeons are empty. Speaking about dungeons, here's their dungeon. They have cells that don't even have doors. And then they have a few torture devices, which never get used. And the worst punishment of all, if you did something bad, you'll get put in one of the cells, and you'll only be fed berries. Mwahahaha. Okay, yeah. And then up here is the priest area. You can tell they're important because they have courts, chairs, and tables, but their bedrooms are actually pretty simple. They're also the only people in the entire town with paintings. Then up this ladder, we have the king's bedroom. He has 3 beds, because why not? He's a king. And he has a quartz couch. Pretty rare. Okay, so that's pretty much my tour of Greatville. Now, time to just turn the lights out, as one might say. Okay, so now we'll take a look at what this place looks like at night. I won't give a tour of everything because you've already seen it, but you can take a good look at an aerial view of what this looks like. It's all pretty lit up. Down here you can still see pretty much everything. All the houses are lit up. Everything's pretty nice. And also, here are some pretty good photo shots. So, like, for example, this just feels like you're lost in the town, you know? And they have these nice lamp poles, and yeah, so the town's pretty lit up at night. Well, guys, thanks for watching. That'll be it for today's video.